What's up everybody, it is Colin here, and in this video we're going to do a live Q&A in the Facebook group. So in my Facebook group, Affiliate CPA Marketing for Beginners, on my left screen I have the live feed with people asking questions and I'm going to answer them in this video. If needed, I will make some examples, show them things, or else I will just talk it over, whatever is required to answer the questions. So the first question, let me see, go up. Can I cloak sweepstakes? You can, but it's not required. Does direct linking increase conversions? No, it decreases conversions actually, the conversion rate. All right. In a past video, you mentioned about having 2 text copies with the different 5 images of ad sets. Please, I would like to know, is this for split testing only or should it make, yeah, it's only for split testing. So you can do it for the beginning. The golden rule is the amount of copy and the amount of images, the amount of ad sets is all relative to your entire budget. You have more budget to test, you can add more images, you can add more copy, you can add more varieties to your test. But if you don't have the money, then keep it simple. All right, let's see. Is it possible to see if a campaign would be profitable for a few hours it launched? Or it needs 3 days to determine the data? It always needs 3 days. If I have an ROI of 2000% in the first hour, it is not guaranteed this will continue. However, it is a good indicator. An indicator is nothing to be paid on though. You need concrete data, and therefore the 3-day rule will bring you the least turbulent data. Like that is data you can trust if it's like 3 days worth of data. I would say good rule for beginners at least. When I duplicate the original ad set, there's an option to create a test to compare. No, why not? Is they only compete on CPC. But CPC, lowest CPC, doesn't necessarily mean the highest EPC, earnings per click, on the offer. So what you want to do is you want to analyze your tracker, see which ad set has the highest EPC and scale that one, kill all the others which are not profitable. When you optimize your campaign, how much percentage should you increase your budget? 10 to 20% based on automated rules, as shown in a different video I've presented already. If you're going to scale with the straight scale, meaning just increase the budget, you're going to reset the learning phase, increase it by as much as you want because you're going to reset the learning phase anyway. But if you can duplicate, so you can do a lot of things when you scale. It all depends on your budget. There's no one golden rule. You have different options. Do what you think is best. All right, let me see. Will I do a video on lead generation for insurance companies? Sure. I've done loads of those, so I can do that. All right, let's see. What is the recommended audience size when targeting USA? Only target the USA when you have a budget of more than, I would say, 10K per week to spend. Why? I tell you why. We had an example today from somebody in the Facebook group who ran USA. He got a 32-cent cost per click. I ran USA after making multiple 6 figures and I get a 5-cent CPA. The chances are that he's profitable. Might be, but he can never scale. I can scale into the millions of clicks per day because of my knowledge about CPA, about competing with other affiliates, about angles, about images. I've gained so much knowledge on this specific field, and there are tons more like me who you are going to compete with. So I recommend New Zealand and UK for a reason. I recommend you move into Australia, Europe first before ever considering the United States. But if you do audience size for the United States, the bigger the better. I have a campaign running 52 million people and I've already made 6 figures out of it. So it's only been running for like a month. Have you tried advertorials? No, because it doesn't really work for sweeps. Low ticket just needs a quiz, just needs a simple bridge. Got to keep it simple. If you want to run credit card submits, for sure use an advertorial. Fake news. but use a cloaker. How do you suggest we narrow down an audience? Stacking interests, cutting placements, anything like that. Let me see. Yeah, so Roman is asking how I would angle stuff. That's a question you have to figure out yourself. You have to make up your own angles. I cannot give you angles. That's a skill marketers have to master, and you have to figure out for yourself. All right, a lot of questions. Yeah, Paul is asking a very good question. In the live video we did before this recording, I spoke about 50 ad images in one ad set. He's saying I can only add 6. That is correct. So what you do is you select 6 when you create the ad, then you go to the ad level in one ad set, duplicate 44 more, and then just insert them one by one. Takes like 10 minutes. Is a reach of 4 million too much for a $5 budget, or should we narrow it down? The question is, there's no right or wrong answer here. Like, you guys are asking so many questions where there is no right or wrong answer. All you have to consider is for a $4 million audience, to get adequate data, you probably need to spend a little more than $5 a day. However, if you spend $5 a day and it's profitable, you have a really good, solid scaling structure to go to and to make a lot of money. So there's no right or wrong. I would personally use a bigger budget. All right, Scotty is asking my personal experience on how many ad sets I launch and ads and variables and when I stop a campaign. All right, so for my own ad sets, I don't use the 3-day rules anymore, because what I do is the campaigns I'm going to create tonight, 5 campaigns, which hold 4 ad sets, really broad targeting, and they run on $250 a day per ad set, 5 campaigns. Yep. Because I already know it's very likely that they're going to be profitable because I ran those offers before in different geos. Mavis is saying, no, you didn't just fake news. Yeah, I don't use the fake news landers myself because it's very high chance of getting banned. I don't recommend you use them, but that's the advertorial kind of style. What's a good budget to run on a campaign in UK and New Zealand? Those are questions I don't have the answers to. $1, $1 million, as long as it's profitable. All right, this is a good question though from Ashik. He's saying, in one of your videos, you mentioned that I don't run iPhone offers. I will tell you why. iPhone offers, you cannot just say like, we're giving away an iPhone. That's just weird. It's been used for a couple of years in scams. So if you want to run iPhone offers, you need to angle it really well. Like one of the sickest angles I've seen was like a Game of Thrones quiz. And they paired you with a character. So like, which character are you from Game of Thrones? You complete the quiz and you have a chance to win an iPhone. And at the end, they put a single opt-in, which is so smart, but it's a very complicated setup. And they probably made even 7 figures maybe on that quiz alone. But it's so smart. That's the way you angle things, like a really thorough angle. What I recommend for beginners is, I would say the best beginner offers, I would say, is Win a Trip. Because you can figure out so many angles. Like, who doesn't want to go to the Bahamas or anything like that, right? It's really easy. What's also gaming is also really, like, the youth are really into those kind of things. Like when Fortnite was just hitting like its peak, I did tons and tons. It was like, I think 5 months ago when it was really like in the news and everything. I did tons of money on Fortnite offers. Single opt-in, and it wasn't even a kid, it was parents opting in for their kids, if that makes sense. Yeah, pretty sick. All right, do I use video ads? No. I actually have a YouTube video to answer your question, whether video outperforms image, yes or no, and in which case. So check that out. It's actually called What Performs Better, Video or Image Ad, something like that. So you should definitely check that out, Sean. It's really beneficial to answer your question. All right. What's my opinion on ClickDealer? ClickDealer is a really great platform. They're actually from Amsterdam. I've spoken with them numerous times. The only reason I decided not to run with them is because I don't have enough cash. So all my cash is already spent. I have like my top 3 favorite platforms, which is Adfidi, Big Bang Ads, and one to be determined. It's a little bit new, so I cannot give feedback on that just yet, but everything is looking real bright on that. And I mainly spend almost all my traffic on one network right now. So if I have more cash, I would spend a little bit on Adfidi as well, because I really appreciate those guys as well. And obviously my favorite network, Big Bang Ads. It's a private network. ClickDealer is definitely in the list to add later on, just because they have an insane amount of sweepstakes. Excuse me. They have tons and tons of sweepstakes, and they already start at the default payout, which is relatively high compared to the general market. Woo. Yeah. ClickDealer for sure. I even have a video on my YouTube channel about ClickDealer. Check them out. They're really a young company as well. A big but young company. Yeah, Adfidi, ClickDealer, check them out. All right, Amir. I've noticed that 3 days was too long for me testing. If first day is not showing low CPC and good CTR, it will not be good 2 days later. 1 day is enough. Do you have same experience? Hell no. Let me just, no disrespect, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you've launched more than, let's say, 100 campaigns and you have these results, then I might agree with you. But probably you've only launched like 2-5 campaigns maybe. This is an irrelevant comment really, because the 3-day rule is used by most big affiliates when they coach beginners. And then I'm talking about guys who are pulling in 10 figures a year with huge media buying agencies. So I didn't come up with this myself, obviously. I just copied it from somebody else and I adjusted it to Instagram story ads. But I do, Amir, like I know you're active in a group. I have huge respect for your hustle. However, I really want to give you the advice of following those 3 steps, because you have to make it a routine. If you're too eager to shut ads down early because the CPC is high or the CTR is not high enough, what will happen is as soon as you run volume, you will see a big difference between Saturday and Sunday and the weekdays, which you wouldn't expect. Weekdays are more profitable than weekends. All those metrics would influence the CPC and the CTR. And what you will notice is once you run a little bit more volume, you will get messages from your Facebook business manager saying, like there have been fluctuations in your ad set for campaign this and this. And then when you look at it, sometimes it goes from 20 cents CPC the next day to 12 cents or the other way around. But it's a bidding system based on an algorithm. So based on 1 day worth of data, if you run at 3 times payout, it's not enough. All right, rant over. Next question. How long did it take you to find your first winning campaign? I think it was relatively quick, but I also launched a lot of offers. So when I started, I launched 5 offers a day. And I think on the 3rd day, I already had my first winner. So 1 out of 15 campaigns. But I also had like a very good mentor, right, to assist me. And he basically taught me that the power of CPAs in launching campaigns, not in launching one campaign and wait for it to be profitable. You just launch every single time and you just kill the losers. That's all you do. And you end up with an entire field of money. But you have to keep launching campaigns. You have to keep working. You cannot launch campaigns, wait for them to be profitable. If they are profitable, then wait. And as soon as they die out, you have nothing and you have to trust again. So you just got to keep launching campaigns. All right. When I run a campaign, almost 90% of them are profitable within 24 hours, but the next 48 hours it slows down. In the end of the test run, is on a break, even loss. What could be the case? I assume the problem to be the learning phase. So Facebook is looking for the quality traffic to fit your purpose, which is landing page views. Therefore, I would say complete the 3-day test run to get stable data and make your kill or scale assumptions based on that on the ad set level. That's all you can do basically. Why? Because else, if you just scale on the first day, first you might be happy to take like $100 profit a day, but it's not a long-term solution. How much money do you invest into a campaign for testing to see the profitability? There are so many variables, I know, but wondering if you hit a point where you're like, okay, this campaign is shit. I definitely follow your 3-day rule, but wondering your thoughts. Yeah, so 3-day rule for sure for beginners. What I personally do right now is I do thorough research on the targeting and the audience size. So let's say I spend $250 a day on an ad set. If it runs, it's going to get a lot of data, right? So basically within the first hour, I already completed the 3-day rule full of data. However, it's not 3 days. So usually if I spend like $250 a day on an ad set, I don't kill it immediately, but I compare it to the other performance of the other ad sets. So if all the performance is shit, I kill it after 1 day because I basically spent $1,000 and I didn't get shit. However, usually these offers, I already know that I've ran similar offers or I've ran that same offer before for a different network or whatever. So what happens is if I use these big budgets, I only use them for campaigns I know they're going to make money. Yeah, that's basically it. So your budget should be for the ad set comparable to total budget. Yeah. All right. All right, Mavis is asking, the main issue she's having is how to read the data to know that it is a loser. All right, it's actually really easy. So I'm going to repeat this a couple of times. What you do on the 3-day rule is you have 3 days, 1, 2, 3. You do 3 times the payout, meaning you need to have 3 conversions per day to break even over 3 days. 3 times the payout, 9 conversions per day, 27 conversions in total. If an ad set in the end, on average, has less than 9 conversions per day, you kill it because it's either break even or not profitable. If it has more than 9 conversions at the end of the 3 days on average per day, so meaning 27% 27 conversions or more in total, you scale the ad set because it is profitable. Does that make sense to everybody? Or does that not make sense to anybody? Please speak now. This is the perfect time to ask questions if you think this is unclear or this is complicated, because this is the foundation of the 3-step rule. 3-day rule, whatever. Nobody? Yeah, it's clear? Cool. Sweet. Makes sense. Fair enough. All right. Does anybody else have more questions, perhaps? Anybody has more questions? It's almost dinner time for me as well. Nay is asking a very interesting question, which most smart people ask. He's asking, what do you do if you get 26 conversions? Well, it's a very good question, actually. What I do is I follow the 3-day rule. Why? I made a post about it yesterday, actually. I commented on a post. You need 27 conversions to break even. If you have 26 conversions, you're very close, but you're not there. If you're going to give it opportunity, where is the line? 25, 24, 23 conversions? What happens is you want profitability. If you're running 1 campaign, it's okay. If you're running 10 campaigns, it gets more complicated. If you're running 100 campaigns, it gets way more complicated. So the line in the sand is at 27 conversions. Anything less means you're losing money and we kill it. Easy. But you have to stick to those rules. That's why they're called rules, right? Ashik, your answer is Instagram story ads. Right. Sean is asking, should you use the ClickFunnels URL or should you use your own domain? So if you have like sean.clickfunnels.com, go to the domain setting, use sean.com. Don't use the sean.clickfunnels.com. Like probably nobody knows what it means anyway, but it just looks stupid. To answer your question, it doesn't really matter. All right, let me see. Any other interesting questions? Amir, I'm going to do that video tomorrow. Probably. All right, cool. This means Paul is saying that he asked everything he wanted to ask. And if Paul says we're done, we're done. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to end the YouTube video here. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and I'll see you guys in the next video.